Hey, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Hope all is well with everybody. Hope all is well with everybody. Listen, so today's topic is in continuation to my video I did a couple of days ago, right? And just wrapped up my evening today. It's kind of warm outside. It's actually nice. I'm going to walk around, stretch my legs before I head home, right? But I've been talking a lot lately in reference to how I believe that the reason a lot of people's retirement income is where it's at, which is next to nothing, is because of this whole massive campaign for people to own homes, for people to buy homes, right? And I get a lot of people who jump on me about this because they feel as though I'm giving out bad information and people should own a home because owning a home is the key to wealth, which I don't believe. And again, I'm coming with receipts today. Because and I hope some of the people who were on who was inboxing me or messaging me watch this video, right? Because when you tell people stuff, they immediately have a reaction instead of thinking it through, right? They immediately have a reaction. So today I'm gonna go over some receipts with you guys, right? And what AARP, I believe it was in November of last year, I did a video on this. And in AARP, they talked about 20% of the people between the ages 50 and 66, I believe, right? Do not have any retirement income. 20% of the people between the ages of 50 and 66 do not have any retirement income. Now, when people hear that, they don't really know what that means. So what I did was I went to research what is the amount of people in that particular group, right? The amount of people in that group is 33.9 million people. 33.9 million people in America do not have any retirement income between the age of 50 and 66, right? Now, what I also went to find out is the amount of people in that age group, right, who own homes. And follow me on this, okay? So if 33.9% of the people in that age group don't have any retirement income, now I want to find out why, okay? So I went to look and to find out how many people in that age group have a mortgage. And this is what it says. In 2022, 5.2 million homeowners between the age of 60 and 64 were recorded to having a mortgage. Additionally, 5.5 million between the age of 55 and 59 were also on the record for having a home. That's 10 million people plus from that age group. Okay, that's about 1/3 of those people own mortgages. Okay, that's 1/3 of those people own mortgages. Okay, now I also went to look, give me a second, guys. 74.2%, of these people, 74.2% of people between the age of 50 and 64 have mortgages. Okay? So out of the 33.9 million people that don't have a retirement income, 74.2 own mortgages. Where am I going with this? Can we at least agree that something seems fishy with this? Okay, 20% of the people between the age of 50 to 66 have no retirement income. That's 33.9 million people. Okay? So they have no retirement income, right? But 74% of those people own a mortgage. I just want you to put your thinking cap on for a second. Because the problem with the home ownership thing is, and this is what people typically do, they get approved for the house. Not in their down payment. They immediately look to their 401k, right? To get money out of it. Because with the 401k, you can pull money out without any penalties. You still got to pay taxes though, right? So without any penalties, if you're buying your first home. Okay? So you pull money out from a source that's supposed to be your income, your future livelihood, okay, to buy a house. That's one. Secondly, now, your mortgage now is now $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month. Before, you were funding your 401k at, let's say, who knows, $200 every paycheck, that's $800 a month, or $400 every 2 weeks, okay, that's $800 a month. Then you buy your house now, you go to human resource, and you say, hey, I only want $200 a month coming out of my paycheck to go into my retirement account because I need the extra money to be able to afford my mortgage. So you robbing from your future to take care of today, to pay your mortgage today, right? A mortgage that will not make you wealthy. If you buy a house, and I looked this up also, if you buy a house for $300,000, that house will most likely only go up in value in the next 20 years to 570 something thousand to about 700 something thousand. And that 700 something thousand is in a great situation, great location. But on the average, if your house was 300K, 20 years from now, it will only be valued at about 500 and something thousand. Our average home appreciate about 3 to 5% annually. So I need somebody to explain to me in the comment, how is this your key to wealth? That's one. Now, your house goes up to 500, you bought it for 300K. It goes up to 574,000, right? Now, factor in how much you put down. Factor in how much you've paid in interest in that 20 year. If you buy a house for $300,000 and let's say your rate is 6%, if you apply the rule of 72, which means that if you take the number 72 and you divide it by whatever interest you're earning or paying on, it will let you know how long it takes for your whatever that is to double, whether you're buying something or you're investing in something, right? Most homes, if you pay $300,000 for that house, you probably will end up paying about $500,000 in interest on the average. So now you've paid $800,000 on just the loan alone to only be able to walk away with $570-something thousand on the average. Okay? Now, let's dive in. You are gonna have to mow the lawn. You're gonna have to change the shutters. You're gonna have to change our roof at least twice in a 30-year period. You're gonna have to replace that AC at least twice in a 30-year period. Plumbing at least 1.5 in a 30-year period, or maintaining it in a 30-year period. Okay? Furnace, the list, cabinets, the floors, the list goes on and on. So again, I need somebody to tell me, and I think this is where we have to wake up. And again, I don't understand why people get mad at me when I'm sharing this information. Listen, you know, I'm not telling you don't buy a house. What I am saying is, you can go out and build wealth first, and then extract money from there to buy your house cash. Now, what have you done there? You've eliminated interest. You've kept more money in your pocket. Okay? At the same time, you've built an income stream machine that even after you've extracted money to buy the home, because of the power of compounding interest, you're still making money. You're not doing that with a house. You're not doing that with a house. Again, don't kill the messenger. I just want you guys to put your thinking cap on and stop listening to people who are not financially savvy, people who don't think, people who just do. Most people who are buying these houses is out of competition. My brother got a house. My sister bought a house. Oh, my neighbors just moved and they're buying a house. What am I doing? Oh, my co-worker, my girls, my boys, okay? And you're jumping in with them and they're drowning. Okay? Yes, on paper it looks good. They own a home. Oh my God, they're doing well. But when you sit down and look into their financial portfolio, the IRA, the 401k, it's minimal to none. Okay? It's minimal to none. In my last video, I said, let's say you rented for $1,800 and you bought a house and your mortgage was going to go up to $3,000. That extra $1,200, instead of you buying a house, you stay renting. If you plug that $1,200 into, for example, an index universal life policy, and you do that every single month for the next 20 years, you will have well over $1 million. Okay? Now you can take 400, 500K from that $1 million and go buy your house cash, and you still got $500,000 left. Compounding interest, making you money. But when you buy your house, you throw everything you have into it. Now you're inside a $3,000 mortgage. You got to buy groceries. You got to pay for electricity. You got to pay for maintenance of that property. You got to fix things. You got insurances, all these things. There's not typically enough room left for most people to be able to save extra. I just want you to think. I just take this in, compute, and look at your situation, for example, and say, hey, how much am I putting away in my 401k? Do I have an IUL, which is a tax-free retirement account? Do I have one of those? Okay, at the pace that I'm going right now, will I be able to retire? Because I own this home now, will I be able to, or is there room for me to start planning for retirement? I just want you to think about it. Because when I look at those data, and I was scratching my head like, hold up, 20% is a big number of a group of people to have zero retirement savings. That's 33 million people that have zero retirement savings between the age of 50 and 66. That's a scary thing to think about. Okay? And then the remaining people in those groups also say that they know they're not saving enough. Listen, I know some people are waking up from this old programming. How do I know that? Some of these apartment complexes that they're putting up now. Why are they doing that? Because people ain't buying these homes anymore. A lot of people are waking up. They're like, hold up. Because most of the time when you buy a house, you don't really look at those documents. All you know is your mortgage is $2,500, $3,000. But you don't know you paid $300,000 for a house. And in 30 years, you end up paying $800,000, $500,000 in interest. That's more than the house. People are now waking up. This is the reason why these builders are not building houses anymore. They're building apartments. And they're making apartments so attractive. You got a fancy gym, you got a pool, you got a sauna, you got a meditation room, you got a dog park, all these things to make you comfortable, because they know nobody is fitting to take out their life savings anymore to put down on a house. Nobody is trying to pay $3,000 or $4,000 a month for a mortgage. And people want flexibility, which means that if I choose not to be in Maryland 3-4 years from now, I could pack up and leave. But if you own a home, you can't do that. You have to sell that house first. Okay? Somebody on there is going to say, well, you can rent the house out. Not everybody want to be landlords. Not everybody want to be landlords. Okay? So listen, I hope this message reached you well. Because at the end of the day, I believe everybody that's buying these homes can ultimately be a millionaire if they learn to invest first and then use that investment to purchase the home. But what most people are doing is they're going into debt first, and they're hoping that debt will make them financially free, which it doesn't make any sense, because the debt is costing you massive money. Think about it. I bought this home for $300K and I will end up paying $500,000 in just interest alone. Yo, that's a loan shark. That's a loan shark. I bought the house for $300K and I end up paying $500,000 plus in interest. Then you still gotta pay maintenance on this property. The average maintenance on a property a year, they say, is $10,000. That's the average maintenance a year, minimum $10,000. Okay? That's over $300,000 extra in 30 years. Listen, I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news. And this is actually not bad news, actually great news. Great news. Because hopefully, if you know better, you do better. Listen, I've been in the financial service industry now for the past 16 years. I don't service so many clients, over 3,000 clients in the past 16 years. I've done guided so many people to the way of wealth in the past 16 years. I done sat down with people and had them just flip their thinking just a little bit, just mildly, and think differently than what you've been programmed to do. And things start to shift and change for you. You know, most business owners, I was in Bethesda the other day, just walking around, checking out the sites, and I saw this high-rise building that was building. And I said, you know what, let me go tour this place. So I'm asking the young lady, hey, how much is the most expensive apartment in here? She said anywhere between $7,000 to $10,000 a month. I'm like, what? I'm like, who's paying for that? She said mostly entrepreneurs and business people. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you believe an entrepreneur and a business person will rent instead of buying? Because they understand a couple of things. I don't want to be tied down to a house, maintenance, heavy mortgage and things like that. I'd rather invest in my business or invest in the market and make great money and then buy my house cash later. But every day other people are doing what the media is telling them. Yeah, the American dream is home ownership. You should buy a house. You're not living the American dream if you don't have a home. That's literally their way of swindling you into debt. Further and further and further into debt. I was reading an article the other day, and he said most people are gonna die working in this new America that we're in. Most people are gonna die working. Is that you? Do you want that to be you? Just think about it. Do you want to work forever? And they know this. They know that they tying people down to so much debt that is the new world slavery, is what this is. Is new world slavery, is what this is. So I'm here to educate a lot of people to thinking different. Free yourself. Free yourself. Who cares what your friends are doing? Let me tell you something. I would tell you this. If you at least try what I'm telling you for 5 years, you take that extra amount of money you was going to use if you was to buy a home and fund it into a IRA or a IUL, 5 years from now, you will be smiling. 5 years from now, you will be smiling. You're going to say, oh my God, I should have done this a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't nobody come tell you about a house? At least on a mortgage. If you have enough saved up to buy cash, then yeah, you can have that conversation. See, again, I'm not against the house. What I am against, though, is that hefty amount of interest that you're going to have to pay. That's literally your life savings that you're giving to the mortgage company. If you buy a house for $500,000, you end up paying roughly $1.2 to $1.5 million at the end of it all. So you're giving the mortgage company $1 million for a home that you pay $500,000 for. Some of y'all need to go take out your loan finance paper and look at what it says. Now, I don't mean you guys who were lucky and got 2% interest rate, 3% interest rate. I'm talking about you guys who are paying 4, 5, 6, 7%. Yo. Yeah, no. We're not going to do that. So listen, have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. If you need me, let me backtrack. If you're watching this for the first time and you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you saw value in what I just talked about today, please share this with a lot of people. Need to know this. Most people are out here doing what everybody else is telling them to do. Most people, I'm afraid, are not using this gift that God gave them. Most people are not doing it. So please share this with other people. And again, if you like what I spoke about today, please hit the thumbs up. Thank you. And if you need me, if you want some life insurance, if you want to learn more about the IUL, if you want to talk about annuities because you're about to go into retirement, feel free to text me at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. Or you can go to my site, which is TitanEvolutionGroup.com. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and blessed day.